The player that changed Geometry Dash forever. This is widely regarded as one of the greatest Geometry Dash documentaries ever, so we're gonna watch it and see how it is. Let's go.
This is the story.
Right away, we already have like a whole little scene set up here with the chimney and the fox guy with a wine glass. Okay, fancy.
One player fundamentally changed how people play Geometry Dash forever. The player in question was praised as the best creator in the community. And then he suddenly just vanished without a trace. The only thing he left behind.
Funnygame! Dude, Funnygame, I already agree. He did change Geometry Dash forever. He was one of the originators of putting art in levels, and he's just insanely creative. I'll let him explain, though. I don't have to explain the story because our Lord and Savior Samifying will tell us.
Behind was an account that was mysteriously operated by someone else. It's been years since then, and players today never really found out what actually happened. Where did he go? This video is a personal appreciation letter to this creator. This is the story of Funnygame.
Whoa. You know the video's gonna be good when they got chapters, bro.
Starting as a mobile game, Geometry Dash quickly rose to be one of the biggest platformers ever. Sharing a lot of gameplay elements with the internet classic The Impossible Game, it quickly dominated the app stores and rose to massive popularity. The game works in a very simple way. You have to reach the end of the level without dying. For stupid people, you see a spike, you click, and therefore you make the tiny square
Oh, that's all I had to do? Shoot, I wish I knew that sooner.
jump. Pretty easy, right? Well, at the start, maybe. The game comes with 21 levels, which all have different songs, different difficulties, and most importantly, different game modes. This little cube is only 1 out of 7 different game modes you swap in and out
Dude,
of.
I feel like videos like these, like if you ever knew somebody who like kind of knew about Geometry Dash, but not really, like this is a good video to show a new player because he kind of goes into like the basics of what makes Geometry Dash special. And then he explains how this certain person really utilized those things to make it even more special. Like this is like a good video to watch if you're like kind of new to the game. And then even beyond that, this video goes way deeper. I loosely remember, this is a pretty old video. I think I saw parts of it.
By going through these differently colored portals. And this can get very crazy very quickly. Every once in a blue moon, you mean every once in a blue moon, the game developer Vortrox releases a new update, adding a new game mode and a new main level to beat. But how on earth is such a simple game, with the last update being 5 years ago, still alive and kicking 9 years later?
Dude, he was bragging about 10,000 players. Dude, we just hit a 100,000 player peak on Geometry Dash recently. Crazy stuff.
Well, for one reason only. The game comes with an editor, which allows you to create your own levels.
Oh, that's cool. The creator of this video, by the way, Semifying, this is his level. It's called Sedulous. Very glowy. Dude. Dude, Geometry Dash is really a special game, man. Like, this is an art form. I don't care what nobody says. Like, I feel like Geometry Dash is, like, probably the most interactive art form. Because, like, you could look at art, you could listen to art through music. You can, like, touch art if it's, like, a statue or something. But this, you get to really, like, experience. You get to go through it. You get to play it. Like, Geometry Dash is such an incredible art form. It really is.
Wherever there is room for creativity, humans will gather to show off what they can come up with.
Yep.
This is why level editors in games are always such amazing showcases of the human imagination, given only a base set of tools. In the span of 9 years, we went from levels looking like a simple Impossible Game ripoff to amazing expressions of art and creativity.
Crazy,
but
bro.
Very early on, when levels still looked like this instead of this, one creator stood out from the rest. His name was Funnygame.
My goat. He is a GOAT. He's a Mount Rushmore creator, bro. He is on my Geometry Dash Mount Rushmore.
To fully show off how special this player was, we need to go back years and years. Custom levels back then all kinda looked the same.
Yep.
Players only had a very limited toolset to work with. Simple, boring blocks, and only a few gameplay mechanics to play with. They couldn't even use more than one color at the same time. How did people... This naturally led to a lot of levels looking very similar. They didn't have a lot of options to stand out from another. However, Funnygame was one of the first creators to really stray away.
Yeah, Funnygame. I also want to give credit to, oh my gosh, what's his name? Majako. He was another, like, originator of putting art in Geometry Dash levels.
Away from the normal default style of Geometry Dash levels. The best early example I could find of this was Funnygame's level, Crazy Bolt.
Oh, this one's
Guess
cool.
what the level is about?
Those are some crazy bolts.
Yeah, it's about bolts. I don't know what you expected. The name's Crazy Bolt. You get the idea.
Well, but you have to realize, though, he literally just had blocks and spikes, and he made the most out of it and made a level about screws. Nobody was doing it like Funnygame back in 2014, bro. Ain't nobody was doing it like him.
You have no idea how cool this was for, what, 2013? When the f was this? Basically, for back then, it was
Like, look at this. It's screws. How cool.
absolutely unheard of.
And if you don't like it, screw you. Was that funny, guys? All right, let's resume the video.
Levels to have a theme. You can clearly see Funnygame try to go for a factory theme with these crazy bolts. I said it. Just scattered all around the level. This was something new and so
Dude, I want to beat this.
creative. 2 years after Funnygame releases that level, a small unknown player would find exactly this level and be inspired to start his own creating career.
Who?
Nah, but who cares about that guy? People back then weren't
Oh, was it him? The creator of the video, W.
used to this kind of creating. It wasn't default blocks anymore, it was something new. And this was only the start.
Chapter 3, hard work.
At no point was this more noticeable than when Geometry Dash finally received the update 1.9. Not only did people now have tons of new cool blocks to play with, but people now could also assign up to 4 colors to objects.
4 whole colors. Now we get 1,000 colors. We are spoiled in the modern days of Geometry Dash. Back then, bro, people had 1 color, then 4.
This basically opened up Pandora's box to creating user levels in Geometry Dash as we know them today. A lot of people call update 1.9 the golden age of Geometry Dash. I'm not sure if that's true, but one thing that I know for certain is that Funnygame was about to absolutely pop off.
Oh, snap. Oh! Dude, like, you have to understand, guys, these levels being shown right now, maybe nowadays don't look like the most impressive thing ever, but this was the originator. This was the OG. Like, these were the OG art levels where people looked at them and they were like, bro, that's possible in Geometry Dash. Like, this was that back then. And even now, these levels still hold up. They're very cool to look at.
Every single time this guy uploaded a new level,
Like, look at the perspectives. Ain't nobody was doing it like him back then.
it was an absolute banger. I remember waking up to notifications in the Skype group chats from people asking if others had played the new Funnygame level yet. I always got super excited about his levels because for some reason,
Like, look at this, bro. Nobody was making art like this. Like, this level, even today, looks cool.
they just felt different. They felt sincere. Like there was a guy who genuinely cared about making a cool and fun level to play instead of just making a generic level just to get it featured on the main page. You know who you are. The attention to detail was insane for the time. For example, these notes in La Campanella actually are the notes of the song, which I for some
Really?
reason didn't know. Did he actually use the right notes? Did he? No, don't tell me.
I don't know nothing about music, but I'm gonna trust him on that one.
Man was clearly putting in a lot of hard work into his levels. Work that went beyond what most other creators would be willing to go through for a tiny level in a 4-year mobile game. And people noticed exactly that, elevating Funnygame to somewhat godlike status in the community. Something that people didn't notice, however, was Funnygame himself. He never really interacted with the community that much and therefore was surrounded by a lot of mystery. This, however, was
That gives you aura, though. No communications, no posts, literally just creating stuff. That's aura.
not the only reason why he was a bit of a mystery. Why are you standing so far away?
Something's up with
It is
Funnygame.
2015. Players from all around the world wake up
Oh
to
yeah,
see
this level, Death Moon. Everybody knows Death Moon. This is one of the most popular easy demons of all time. It was probably like the best level of update 1.9, but there's a secret which he's about to reveal.
a new level featured at the
About who made it.
top of the list called Death Moon. This level was made by someone called Caustic, and man, was it sending waves through the community. Everyone was talking about this level. It was outstanding. So many creative effects, such unique art, and the entire aesthetic just felt...
Dude, like the fact that this was made in update 1.9 is just crazy. Like, I will never stop glazing this level. This level was leagues above everything else released at the time.
amazing. And the craziest thing was, whoever this person was, it was his first level. It didn't even take a day for people to start theorizing that Caustic might be a secret alt account of Funnygame.
Dude, I still don't know the story behind it though. Like, I honestly forget. Like, is it Funnygame? I don't know. Let's find out.
Would be ridiculous, right? Who would upload an entire level they spent weeks or months on to a different account, hiding their identity? Well, Funnygame for some reason. Remember earlier when I explained that you can
So is it confirmed?
just feel when you play a Funnygame level? It turns out all the people saying the level felt like a Funnygame level, they were right. He was the owner of the account Caustic. Why would he hide his identity? We don't really know. All we know is that this level was amazing, and basically everyone who played it instantly fell in love with it. We now enter 2016. 2.0 released not too long ago, and even more revolutionary features were added to the game, including move triggers.
This is when Funnygame started going crazy.
Basically unlimited color channels, even more crazy blocks to play with, and with those, the floodgates opened. 2.0 was the era levels really started to look like the levels that we see today.
Update 2.0 is when I started playing, and it was such a cool time to be part of the Geometry Dash community.
And leading the push was, of course, Funnygame. Abyss. This has to be one of my favorite levels from Funnygame. It basically showed everyone in the community what was actually possible with the new move triggers added to the game. The most insane thing about this level was the fully moving custom backgrounds. Before this, almost nobody even...
Man, I didn't realize that. Nowadays, moving backgrounds are in like pretty much every single level ever. But like, there was a time where somebody had to be the first person to come up with that. And I guess it was Funnygame.
thought of the idea to create your own backgrounds and make them move. Finally, levels could jump away from the 20 default backgrounds provided by the game, and the community noticed. All of a sudden, levels with custom backgrounds were popping up everywhere, with Funnygame seemingly being the one to massively popularize the concept. Another game-changing thing this level introduced was the low detail mode. By touching this trigger at the start, it would disable tons of objects everywhere, making the level easier to run for low-end devices like phones. This is a concept that to this day has become the standard of every big level. Without a low detail mode, you basically cut out a huge percentage of the player base that can't handle these insane complex levels.
Oh my gosh, this level, bro. The one that's playing right now. I forgot about that. Funnygame is also the one who like popularized boss fight levels. Like he made like the OG best boss fight, Sirius.
Over 2.0 and even the start of 2.1, Funnygame kept releasing banger after banger
Oh, and
after
Lonely Travel, bro. Beautiful level.
banger. Serious, with one of the first big effort boss fight concepts.
Yeah, look at this,
Lonely
bro.
Travel. Basically
I still haven't beaten Lonely Travel. Oh my gosh, Lonely Travel stream coming soon.
spawning an entire trend of really long levels. Nemesis, Don't Cry, Puzzle Trials, Simplism. He was the peak of the creator community, and it seemed like nothing could bring him down.
Back in those days, he was revolutionary.
He is by far one of the most influential creators this game has ever seen.
You could like make the effects that he did, but nobody thought of doing that stuff.
Some immediate examples I can think of is like Requiem. If you look at one part, he made like pretty much a lava pool out of just
Wow.
traditional objects before we were able to make custom animations, custom sprites and everything.
Have your own levels gotten influenced by Funnygame over the years?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's stuff like Thanatos, which you look at and you can like kind of
Dude, I forgot about this level.
Pick apart the discrepancies. If you stare too hard at a level, you can tell what's wrong with it. When I'm like making levels, I think about, well, if I just get the general feel of it and I don't like hurt myself trying to think about the details in this way too much, I can get away with it and still like enjoy playing the game. Like looking at Funnygame levels, you can tell it was all about the idea, and that's what really brought a lot of people into it.
Yep, as long as the idea is good. You know, there's a saying, it's like, make it exist first and then make it look good. Like, you just have to get the ideas out there and then you can start refining them and making them good. And that goes for pretty much any artistic medium, I feel like.
That's a really good way to put it. So you would say you learned like to care less about the like small details.
Yeah, more or less get the bigger picture. If you focus on the bigger picture and that is the coolest part about the level, that is a good thing for me at least.
I was like, how do you make a smooth effect like this? It was this effect. Yeah, this is where it pretty much started creating, because I was like, I created in 1.8, but only like on and off, right? And then I played this level and I saw this effect here. That's pretty much.
And I like that he did these interviews too, because it really shows like the direct impact that Funnygame had on different creators.
What made me.
Unfortunately, I didn't join till like after Funnygame's prime of releasing all this stuff. But like when I joined, like these were the popular levels I played, and I was like, dude, like this game is so cool. Like Funnygame is just so incredible. And I think he has so much aura too, because like tell me why he literally like never interacted with the community. He don't make videos, he don't talk to nobody. Like I'm like he kind of does, but like for the most part, like he would just make levels and that's it, and just live his life. That's so cool.
Open the editor and be like, aight, I want to learn this. And then I never stopped from there.
And then suddenly, things changed. It seemed the tide was turning on Funnygame. Simplism was what many people considered to be the end of an era. Times were changing. The entire creating landscape moved to a new place, and it seemed like Funnygame just couldn't keep up. Ever since Simplism, everyone in the community has just been confused. We clearly felt that levels like Titanium Buster had something off about them. Something was wrong, which made most people in the community think that Funnygame just disappeared. And
oh, wasn't this a weird thing where like somebody else had his account? I forget. It was like GeoGame.
now someone else was making levels on his account. And the most shocking thing is, we were right.
Yeah.
Over the years, theories were crafted as to why Funnygame levels suddenly felt so different. One of them was a rumor floating around that Funnygame got hacked and someone just straight up stole his account. Account hacks have been very common over the years. Players got their levels deleted, they lost their accounts, they got impersonated, and so on. This is why the account hack theory was so believable to me. However, that is not what actually happened. To make this video, I contacted players who basically were as close as you can get to Funnygame. The story they told me is quite strange and will need a bit of context. But
okay. Yeah, to this day, like I've heard so much about Funnygame and his story. There's still like so many details I just don't understand. Especially right now, as you're about to see. It's when the story gets kind of weird.
But this is what I believe actually happened. When you are as praised and loved as Funnygame, the pressure can be intense. Every time you create a new level, people expect only the best from you. This is something all creators deal with in a different way, but I don't think anyone ever had to live up to his own standards like Funnygame did. The pressure to perform must have been awful for Funnygame. Stuff like this can slowly drag you down over the years, and I've been told that's something he suffered with a lot. Even before Simplism, Funnygame felt burned out. It was as if he couldn't keep up with the new era.
Yeah, like when you get too good at something, you get banger after banger, it starts to be less about like, can I make another banger? And it's more like, oh my gosh, am I gonna let people down if this isn't as big of a banger as the last one? Like I almost kind of feel that too sometimes. Like when I make videos like I survived 100 days of extreme demons, like that's such like a big, cool video. And it's like, gonna be hard to top that. Like, all right, next video, 1 death equals 1 nerf, whatever. But like I try to like look at stories like this and like different stories throughout any medium, whether it be sports or art, and like when people feel like they have to meet up to surpass their previous project. Like, no, not every project has to be the best project ever. I just try to release stuff that's fun and I think people enjoy it, that I don't think is trash. Like I try to make things overall slightly better each time, but I try my best to not pressure myself to feel like I need to make everything the best project ever, because then you just never release anything. You just get stuck in your own mind. So this is a good example of like not being a perfectionist. Otherwise, like you could get like burned out. And I guess the Funnygame's response was to give away his account? Question mark? I don't really know.
Of crazy creators joining the game. This made it really hard for him to find time and motivation for levels. And at the end, it kinda got him burned out for the 2.1 update. This was only a small part of the problem, however. The biggest problem being the job he worked for. I'm not going to share his job because I want to respect his privacy. Just take my word that none of us would have time to focus on a mobile game if we worked in the same line of work. So this is where he's
I wonder what he does. Maybe he's like a doctor or something like that.
With a looming burnout and real life slowly catching up to him, he was left with a big dilemma. Should he just fade away from the game, only to be remembered as a creator from the past? Or could he maybe keep it going somehow, just for a bit, until he has more time? Well, Funnygame chose the second option. He decided to give his account away to a friend. If what I was told is correct, this was a full-on teacher and student relationship where Funnygame would teach the other person how to create levels just like he did.
Really? Wait, that's cool. So he like gave his account to like somebody who was teaching. Wait, that's actually kind of cool.
The plan was to create the illusion that Funnygame never left. Maybe he thought this would give him time to take a break so he could relax and refresh his mind a bit. But we all know how it turned out in the end. We are now approaching the end of 2.1. With the new update 2.2 just over the horizon, we haven't heard a single word from Funnygame ever since they swapped.
Has he released anything now? I'm gonna check his account.
Funnygame, if you by accident are watching this video, I want to let you know that there are tons of people in this community who will never forget your amazing contributions to the game. They may not mean a lot to you, but your levels definitely played a really big part.
I wonder, did Funnygame see this video? Is there any comment from him? I don't think he did. I'm looking right now. There's no comments from Funnygame. And he would have pinned it too. He would have pinned it.
In this game's success. From La Campanella to Death Moon to Abyss to Lonely Travel. All of these are ingrained into the community forever, and nothing will change that. Wherever you are right now, I hope life is treating you well, and if it isn't, I hope this video maybe helps make your day a bit better. You definitely haven't been forgotten, and the book of Funnygame is still wide open. Maybe on the next page you'll decide to pay us a visit again. Thank you for making some banger levels.
That's cool.
And inspiring me to pick up creating.
Holy aura.
If he's watching this video, if you have to say anything to Funnygame, what would you say?
If I wouldn't have picked up your levels back then and looked at like how you build and the effects you make, I would have probably dropped GD. Without you, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So I think
he was just such a big inspiration for people back in the day. Wait, I want to check actually. Does he have like? I don't think he has released any big projects like since then. Let's go to Funnygame's account. 115 creator points. Yeah, still no posting since. Now this post is 8 years old. Never stop dreaming. But yeah, Tron. What is this? This came out 3 years ago. I think this is a Geo game level. I don't know if this is because I think Geo Game is the name of the guy who took over his account. So what was like his actual last level? Because I think these are all made by different people. I think his last level was honestly, did he make Mountain King? He made Mountain King too, dude. I forgot about that. Mountain King, dude, there's all these levels. I don't know if he did make that one though. Puzzle Trials and Simplism were like his last two big releases. That's crazy. I need to beat Lonely Travel. Sirius I beat for a video. La Campanella, I haven't beaten that. Dude, I have to play Funnygame levels. Dude, that's gonna be, I'm gonna do a video soon playing Funnygame levels. Apparently I beat this Death Step Hard Demon. I think that was probably a map pack level. What a goat though. W freaking Funnygame and W Samifying for making this very cool and epic video. Shout out to Samifying, bro. He makes a lot of really cool documentaries. He made one about the Space UK situation, about Silent Club Step and impossible levels. So go check those out. Thank you guys for watching this Vortrox 2 video. Goodbye. Subscribe.